Shalom. Oh, hello, Yahweh Shemi, Hoshaba, Shabbat, regardless of honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, even the elders that came before them that taught us is true. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers up for word and truth and sincerity, the hope of the love that tabernacle of David. I'm the brother slash elder Yashawan. Shalom and salutations to you all. Just a quick little lesson. Yahweh Shai got lynched. Right? Let's get that. Let's see. Ezekiel 9 and 5. And to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite, let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. So what's happening to Issachar right now? Well, the Most High has begun at his sanctuary. The angels are out there slaying utterly anybody that looks like a Latino. They're grabbing them up, and then, you're on an island an hour later playing the most dangerous game. Look that up. Anyway, that's the point. And begin at my sanctuary. So that's what we're looking at right now. We're watching the angels begin. So let's get Acts. What is it? 5 and 30. Been so long since I pulled this up. Acts 5, right, and 30. Is that the God of our fathers? Acts 5 and 30 says, the God of our fathers raised up Yahweh Shai, whom he slew and hanged on a tree. That's called the lynching. They didn't lynch Yahweh Shai. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just making a comparison. Don't get all. What does it mean when somebody gets hanged on a tree? Another name for it is lynching. Okay. Anyway, if they saw Yahweh Shai today, they'd call him a Negro. They'd call him an African American. Okay. Anyway, that's what those them devils are doing. They're putting the sign of Yahweh Shai on a brother when they string him up like that. But anyway, they weren't only lynching doesn't only go to Judah. There was Gab was getting lynched. Okay, the Northern Kingdom was getting lynched. They got books and studies on it, pictures and shit. Anyway, I read all of that. Yeah, that's all I needed was the tree part. Okay, so anyway, this is what I'm getting at. Let's get second core real quick. 2:2. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. One of his devices is lynching. I believe that goes back to Willie Lynch. This is your boy Kyle Kolinsky at Secular Talk 3 days ago. Look, ICE wetting people, lynching. Who? ICE is doing what? So they're taking this thing to the next level. Okay? Not only Kyle, who is notable on YouTube, he's a notable, personality on YouTube. But what's this? Here's your girl right here. I've had it. Old Pumps. That's Old Pumps right there. So what's this? ICE agents out of control. Detainee found dead by what? Lynching. Issachar's up in there getting lynched. So they're pushing this. And what are they saying? Right when we get to it, let me see, where is it? Newsweek. They're pushing it in Newsweek. That's mainstream. What do they call it? Legacy. This is YouTube right here. But Newsweek is pushing the hangings? What's that about? Okay, so let's watch these. Let's start here. Start with Kyle. I got it queued up. I'm going to just let him talk for a minute. But what's going on is they're taking Jake. Jake is not doing nothing. Jake ain't rising up like they want him to. So now they're lynching. They're going to use some of these buzzwords like lynch so that they can push this thing to the next level. This is what we're watching right now. Take it away.
And said, quote, talking about Charlotte, 200 people in 48 hours were arrested. 70% of them did not have a criminal record, according to the DHS. That's a mistake.
Now listen to some of the things that are going on. He's rattling off how things have changed and how this devil is pushing shit, right, to make you react, right? Now this whole lynching thing is more push. Listen to the things that he lists off, all right?
Do not touch the lady who has been here for 10, 20 years contributing to the economy. That is why those people are protesting. We got to change direction. It's a Republican congresswoman on CNN going, what the fuck are we doing? And by the way, let me point out, she said, according to DHS, 70% of them don't have a criminal record. That's according to DHS. In reality, I guarantee you, it's more like 90 to 95 to 99%, somewhere in that range.
So they're picking up just citizens that haven't done anything wrong. They starting shit is what they're doing.
Don't have a criminal record. Because that's what it's always been before. Just like they said when they did that, Black Hawk helicopter invasion of an apartment building in Chicago.
They did a what? Listen to the things that are happening right now leading up to all-out chaos because they're pushing it with all they got. They're pushing chaos so they can get a reaction and start some shit.
Pretended like, these are all Trinidad terrorists that we're arresting. Then they lowered it to, well, we got some criminal cartel members. Then they lowered it to, okay, yeah, we have no charges for literally anybody we arrested.
So it doesn't matter. I'm a citizen. Motherfucker, we're going to push you to your fucking limit. Worry about it later.
So it could be that everybody is innocent of the 200. This is just what we know now. But even some Republicans are waking up to it because they're realizing this is completely and utterly untenable. But I still haven't gotten to the worst one when it
comes to getting lynched.
The ICE today. So Newsweek is reporting that there was a man detained by ICE, found dead, hanging with hands and feet tied, according to his attorney. So, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Occam's razor in this situation is that ICE may have lynched somebody. In fact, I don't know why I'm saying may have. I mean, I'm just being careful here, allegedly. But you know what? How else do you wind up? It's one thing if you're found hanging in your cell. It's another thing if you're found hanging with your hands and your feet tied. That is not a one-person job, right? So it is very, very likely ICE may have lynched somebody. This is on top of, I believe the number was 23 people who have died in ICE custody. There's already been 23 people who died in ICE custody in Trump's second term alone. Now we have one that was hanged. Just absolutely, positively grotesque. We need an investigation. We need these people to be arrested. This is a criminal organization, and it's time for everybody to own up to that fact. They have to own up to that fact. How about this? Border Patrol is deploying.
Now, listen to the way they're talking about ICE. Let's go to pumps. I'm going to start her off at the top before we go. Forgot what that was. I know where it is. Okay, so listen how she just talks about ICE from the go.
As all Americans are aware, Donald Trump has turned ICE, Border Patrol, into his own private military. That includes, but is not limited to, National Guard and U.S. military. He says it's a training ground for people. Then ICE, in their effort to terrorize Americans and instill fear, they wear masks. And the FBI knows these masked agents are being mimicked by criminals, raping people. They don't give a shit.
You hear that? These are the things that are going on right now that are only going to escalate. But it's going on right now. And with that budget, more and more people are going to be doing that.
All in on the mask. They don't want people to see their faces. course, they're led by Kristi Noem and crazy nut fucking Nazi Stephen Miller. So this is what's going on in St. Paul, Minnesota, where ICE sprays protesters in the face.
So this is going to escalate. This is what they want. They want the fight back, right? And they want Jake, all right? That's where this is going. That's why they found dead by what? Hanging. What? What's that about? Okay. They're pushing it on Newsweek. Why are they said that? See, they hide shit like this, but now they're bringing it out on Newsweek. They've been hiding lynchings going back, to the 1800s. How many niggas get lynched a year? Now Newsweek is, hey, they're lynching niggas. Come on.
We found out because in court you have to have evidence. David J. Beer is reporting the federal government just dismissed charges against this woman. Tracking its age of people dying in ICE custody. Newsweek is reporting a man detained by ICE found dead in ICE custody, hanging with hands and feet tied. That's what's going on here. That's what they do. You've seen women that lost pregnancies because they weren't taken to the hospital, they weren't given treatment. People are dying in ICE custody. They are deporting people to random foreign countries they've never been to, don't speak the language, don't know the culture, because they like it. They get hard dicks watching these people being treated so cruelly. So we have to resist.
All right, so there we go. What do I want to do on the way out? Shit. Oh, roaring lion. Like a roaring. See. Looking. 1 Peter 5 and 8. That's what that devil's out doing right now. So it behooves you to be sober, be vigilant. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, the so-called white man, Esau, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour, with an AR on his hip, zero authority whatsoever, and probably not even in ICE. All right, so you got to be real careful, be circumspect in these days. This dude is going for it. All right, hanging niggas. All right. E-Z-E-K. Ezekiel 3. What is it? 17. Ezekiel 3:17. Son of man, I made you a watchman for the house of Israel. What is this? This is Maria. Salakia. Ezekiel 3:17. Son of man, I made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hid the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. There's your warning, man. They're lynching. All right? They're lynching out there. ICE. Shit, truck drivers. I'm a truck driver. I'm drunk. Yeah, you lynching. Be circumspect, you guys. With that, we hope the elect ratifies you, brother and few sisters. Shalom.